Howdy, I'm Ben Solak. Week 6 is in the books. Welcome to the play sheet. The opening script, how the Browns defense got it done. Entering week 6, the San Francisco 49ers had scored 30 points in all of the games. The first 5 games, 30 points in each one. They were the 6th team in Super Bowl era history to do so, and 4 of the last 5 teams had all gone to the Super Bowl. So that's pretty good. Also pretty good was the defense they were about to face in week 6, the Cleveland Browns. The Browns had played 4 games before a week 5 bye, and in 2 of those 4 games, they'd held their opponent totally touchdownless. In 3 of those 4 games, they held their opponent to a success rate of 25% or below. One successful play on offense out of every 4 attempts is crazy good. The problem was the Browns had kind of faced a bit of a cupcake schedule. In week 1, Joe Burrow and the Bengals, and this was when Joe Burrow had like 1 1/4 calf. Week 2, Pittsburgh Steelers, who are coordinated by Matt Canada. Week 3, Tennessee Titans, whose offensive line, like no one could say off the top of their head. And then in week 4, the Ravens, who actually had a little bit of success against them. Which begged the question, were the Browns really an elite defense, or were they just beating up on some bad teams? Well, in week 6, they beat that 49ers team, and they held that 49ers offense to only 17 points. How'd they do it? We go to play action. Time to get some plays up. Let's start with 49ers running game. Do you remember 5 years ago when it was Shanahan McVay and they was running outside zone over and over and over again? It was crazy. We don't live in that world anymore. The Rams still kind of do some of that stuff, but the Niners have really changed their running game identity, and they run a lot more power stuff now. They'll pull dudes. They try to man block. The zone stuff they've kind of left in the dust. This right here is a great example of this new look Niners offense. We ain't under center dotting the I anymore, all right? It's your granddaddy's offense. We are in the gun with Deebo Samuel in the backfield. This ends up being power, right? You're going to double team to this player. You're going to bring out the guard. He's going to kick out Leighton Vander Esch. George Kittle's going to pull right down Main Street. Deebo Samuel's going to follow him, right? That's the look here. They end up, they motion McCaffrey out, and then Micah Parsons steps up into the line. And so what you just end up getting is this becomes a wash, this becomes a wash, right? You don't actually double team up to a linebacker because he's not there. The Cowboys are presenting this kind of like weird front. Doesn't matter, right? You have power at the point of attack, right? Displacement right here. Ayuk olays the outside linebackers that he can go potentially get to this safety or this corner. That's going to become really important later. But altogether, George Kittle gets into the hole. I mean, look at the space, and Kittle's got no one to find, no one to block. So Deebo Samuel just takes daylight. Easy, beautiful. I do want to talk about that wide receiver block again because it's a critical block. This is Juwan Jennings, right? The Niners line up their wide receivers in these short alignments, right? They are close to the offensive tackle. They're quasi tight ends. And on a lot of their runs, doesn't really matter the blocking scheme, on a lot of their runs, they ask their receivers to dig out these box safeties, go get him and earhole him, displace him. You have to block as a wide receiver in this offense in order for these runs to work. And so watch, we're going to get double teams on the interior, right? Now McCaffrey, the whole goal here is to get to this alley. This player's stepping in. You need Juwan Jennings to displace him. Watch the ear hole. Watch the shot. Dig him out. And that's how you get a positive run. This revolution of the Niners running game, I mean, it is critical for Jim Schwartz and the Browns defense to answer, because Jim Schwartz is 4 down front, defensive lineman, upfield, penetrate, just like that Cowboys defense was. And when you're so oriented on getting upfield, when you lose to that double team, you're going to get washed away. You're going to get uprooted. You're going to give up explosive runs. This is how the Browns struggled against the Ravens running game, right? I mean, we're going to get double team right here, displacement, tight end climbs to a linebacker. Here's that wide receiver on that safety. Here comes the puller, right? Create that alley right here for Gus Edwards to come through. I mean, it works beautifully for the Ravens here. Look at the displacement on the double team. Bang! What a hit right there. Wide receiver wins his block. Patrick Hart wins his block, and it's nice, successful run. Again, versus the Ravens, 2 things to watch. I want you to watch this double team and the vertical displacement they get. And then I want you to watch how Myles Garrett gets so far upfield, so aggressive, play one gap, go, that he gets taken out of the play easily. Bang. Look at that double team walk. 5 yards downfield. This is the worry, man. This is the worry. So what happens in week 6 against the Niners? Well, critically, you're not playing Lamar Jackson. But the other thing is that the entire defense just plays faster. They're quicker to the point of attack. They're beating blocks consistently, and they win on all those rushing downs. Niners here, similar play, not the same play, but similar play to the one we just saw with the Ravens. They're not going to go double team with these 2 players and take this defensive tackle vertical. Instead, it's going to be double team with these 2 players, and they're going to take this defensive tackle horizontal, right? They want to displace him. They're going to bring George Kittle in motion, ram into this edge, leave him unblocked, and this is how you set up your alley, right? Move him this way, stop this defensive end. Now you've got your alley. Kyle Juszczyk pulls. He either works to the safety here, he works to this linebacker, and then Christian McCaffrey up Main Street, right? That's all that we want. Is just we're pulling guys, and we are attacking one gap. We are attacking this space right here. So what happens? First thing is Dalvin Tomlinson. Knock back. Watch 74's feet. Boom. Look at him bounce backwards when Tomlinson hits him. That's vertical displacement, right? That's okay. You're playing one gap. Take that player, move him into the backfield. What that does is it affects Kyle Juszczyk. Juszczyk wants to come tight off 74's butt and get upfield. Now he has to kind of belly back and then try to get upfield. So you ruin the timing of the play a little bit. The second thing that ruins the timing of the play, the chemistry of the play, look at Alex Wright. Look at Alex Wright get lower than George Kittle. George Kittle's good at these blocks, dude. Watch Alex Wright get underneath this and just end up laying in the gap, right? Take his body out and look at the space you have. Juszczyk here, this block on the Delpit. If Alex Wright's getting displaced, McCaffrey has time and room to find daylight and then go somewhere. But Alex Wright just laying in the way. He's just in the way. Neither Tomlinson or Alex Wright are making a tackle here, but they are making the play work. And the last guy who makes the play work is Grant Delpit. I have not seen Grant Delpit play this well in a while. Watch eyes on the run the entire way. And here comes that block from the receiver that we're talking about, right? This is Brandon Ayuk. We want to ear hole him. We want to wall him off so that our back can work into this gap and then get outside and use that leverage. But Delpit's just too fast. Just eyes on the run, knows it's coming, knows that his defensive line's going to protect him, steps into the play, and as Ayuk shoves him, takes that velocity right into Christian McCaffrey. Excellent run defense. The play of the Browns safeties in the box. Grant Delpit, and on this one, Rodney McLeod, the vet right here, number 26, cannot be overstated in this game. Do you remember that Cowboys play we saw where Juwan Jennings had that block on that safety, right? Took him out of the play, created space for the run. We're going to get similar luck, right? It's going to be double team. We're going to send Kyle Juszczyk in motion. He's going to end up blocking the end here. He's going to be functionally our tight end. George Kittle is going to be working up to the second level right here. So we get those double teams. We get this kick out here on this defensive end. Rodney McLeod is the guy that's left. And what we want is Juwan Jennings right here. It's the same player. Jennings is so good at this. What make the Niners running game work is this sort of a block. He's going to take McLeod. He's going to ear hole him. He's going to displace him. And McCaffrey's going to be able to work up that hole. Here's the play from the beginning. Watch McLeod call the entire play. Say, okay, motion. And then watch this. It's coming from this gap right here. This is the gap that they would like to run the ball to. And then the entire time, he's just tight to the line. He knows it's coming. Step down. Come on. The vet knows it's coming. One more time for Grant Delpit, who played a heck of a game. This time it's schemed up, right? This defensive tackle is not going to stay in that gap. He's actually going to slant over to this one. Myles Garrett's going to stay outside. JOK is going to stay outside. And when George Kittle comes across, Sion Takitaki, linebacker, is going to get pulled this way. So now who's responsible for this A gap? It's Grant Delpit. Delpit's going to fold in all the way from the outside. Remember, Ray McLeod's right here trying to block him. Ray McLeod's trying to get to him. Delpit is too fast and he's too physical, right? He goes and he hits McCaffrey in the gap, which is tough to do. Good tackling game from these Browns. It doesn't actually fully 100% get him down, but that's what your buddies are for, right? And it ends being a nice stop. Now, because I'm an enormous nerd and love football, I got to show you the beater, because Kyle Shanahan's been around the block a couple times, okay? It's not his first time seeing a defense. Oh, we penetrate upfield. Oh, look at our safeties, box safeties filling the run, whatever. Shanahan's got a few tricks up his sleeve, all right? The player to watch here is Brandon Ayuk. Just the whole play, I want you to watch Ayuk. Whoop! Oh, got him! Like, Grant Delpit played a great game. Look at him expect this block coming. Woo! And then Martin Emerson in the corner, right? He gets got peeking, thinks it's a run play, actually play action. Dude, here we are. There's no one near Brock. It is 6 points. George Kittle's pulling the deep safety. This is 6 points. Touchdown. Go score. What happens? It's a bad ball by Brock. Slows him down, right? You make Ayuk stop for this football. You make the makeup corner, right? Martin Emerson takes a great angle and he's flying. It's a good rep by Emerson in recovery. But if you hit Ayuk here in stride, he's turning upfield and Ayuk's a 4-4 player. He's not losing this foot race. This should be 6. Get the tackle on the sideline, ends up being 3. Shame. Now, that was the biggest passing play of the Niners' day, and it could have been better. And that's kind of the whole story from the Niners side of the ball. They had a lot of meat left on the bone with drops and with inaccuracy problems, so critically with pressure. I mean, Purdy was just under heat the entire game, and that's a testament to Jim Schwartz and this defensive line. That's the way he built it. It's like, listen, you might get guys open, but we are getting after the quarterback. We're going to make it difficult to execute. And that's really the whole point of this defensive coordinator change, right? Last year, the Browns had Joe Woods, who was trying to do some Brandon Staley, Vic Fangio stuff with the defensive line. Play two gaps, right? Play slow and try to control the line of scrimmage. Don't penetrate, don't get upfield, set up your linebackers and your safeties to make plays in the running game. Well, it didn't work. It was bad. They were 31st in the league in run defense. So when Schwartz comes in, he puts the philosophy on its head, right? Our defensive line is going to get upfield. They're going to be aggressive. Myles Garrett is going to be unleashed, and we're going to get him some friends. Oba Okoronkwo in free agency, Zadarius Smith via trade, Dalvin Tomlinson, defensive tackle in free agency. These guys just play. They play fast, they play physical, and they win at the line of scrimmage. Browns defense against the run this year, 5th. So that's the story for the Browns, the identity change. Joe Woods to Jim Schwartz has completely 180'd this defense, and it's keeping them alive as they deal with Deshaun Watson injuries and offensive problems. This team is winning because of its defense. And is this a blueprint against the Niners offense? I generally don't think anything is a blueprint against anything, and I hate that word, I hate that construction, but kinda, sure. If you look at who the Niners contenders are in the NFC, you have the Eagles and the Detroit Lions. The Eagles are very clearly equipped to do this, right? They have an elite defensive front. Fletcher Cox, Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick, Jalen Carter, my large adult son, defensive rookie of the year, Jalen Carter. They should be able to rush and penetrate the way that the Browns did. The Lions want to be there. They're getting, career seasons from Aleem McNeil and Aiden Hutchinson. They probably need more gas up front, but they do have a great physical second level the way these Browns did with Brian Brands, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson when he comes back from injury, and linebacker Alex Anzalone. So it's less about a blueprint, like everybody follow this blueprint, and more about an identity. Do you have a defensive front that can dominate against the Niners? Just throw so much chaos at their running game and then at their passing game that they can't execute the way they want to execute. And for some of the NFC contenders that the Niners plan on facing, the answer is probably yes. And that'll do it for us here on the play sheet. Thank you for watching. What the frick? My bromeliad is wilting, Corey. I'm not into that. Pablo's is doing beautiful. Look at him. He's sprawling. He's going to get all the way down by the end of the season. Ayuk goes for the hurdle. Can't clear it. Can't keep his foot. No 6 points. Can't keep his foot. The word is footing, by the way. Footing, not foot. Goodness gracious, talking is unbelievably difficult. Howdy, I'm Ben Solak. Solak? There's no reason for me to sound this nasally. Howdy. Yeah. Thank you to Jim Schwartz for letting the big dogs up front eat. Thank you to the big dogs up front for eating. Thank you to Corey McConnell for producing the episode. Thank you for commenting and subscribing. And you watch the videos. You're the best.